Quick recap. Kazuto woke up and found Asuna 2 months later in the hospital and finds her dad and the dude she's supposed to have an arranged marriage with. Yeah, it was on site with that nigga. Later received the email from Gale that Asuna was trapped in a different game, Offheim Online, so Operation Save His Bitch was in full effect. In the end, he met his daughter again and saved Asuna while almost getting packed up by old dude that had an arranged marriage with her, in the game and in real life. Then they met everybody IRL and in the game as well. Maybe I'll do a full vid on this arc in the future, but now we caught up, let's go. We see a player named Zigseed flexing he the best player in a game named Gale Online, saying he gonna win the next Bullet of Bullet tournament, and this random player was not having it and shot a bullet at the screen. Then Zigseed actually started feeling pain and disappeared due to a disconnection error. Everyone became shook. The cloaked figure then declared himself as Death Gun and that he wielded true power through the Death Pistol. It's December 7th, 2025, and we see the GOAT with his shawty being all cute and shit. Later on, wondering how they can make their daughter Yui be in the real world. Then we see a few hours ago that Kazuto met up with the leader of the task force, Sejiro, telling him about the strange murders of top players happening in real life due to dying in Gale Online. Sejiro wants him to go into the game and find Death Gun. Then we cut to the game and we see a sniper named Sinon taking aim for a shot and firing. We find out she's the best sniper in GGO and got invited by Dine to join his PvP squadron to attack in mob hunting squadron. They arrive and they have an extra guy in the back that's a little sus, but they want Sinon to fire at a different target. We cut back to the shot she took and killed the first target. She tries to hit the guy with the cloak but misses. He takes off his cloak and he got a whole minigun. Dine squad start moving, so this dude gets mowed down from his minigun. Bro is cheesing. Sinon was coming in close, dodging everything to make it to Dine squadron. We find out the guy with the minigun is named Behemoth. Dine wants him to give up and log out, but Sinon was not having it and decides to lead the charge. Dine covers as she lines up her shot, grazing Behemoth. Dine charges in, sacrificing himself, throwing nades, taking out the other players. With enough smoke for Sinon getting to a vantage point to take him out, but he finds her with a bullet hitting her leg. She comes flying down, dodging mid-air, hitting him with the
You're dead.
with the different angles too. Then we cut to her in real life getting off the game, saying she gotta get stronger. Then we see the OG squad in Offheim Online, with Kirito telling Asuna about him going into GGO. Then we go back to the real world of seeing Sinon, Asada Shino, being bullied. Classic. This girl showed her the finger gun, knowing damn well that gives her PTSD. Luckily, she gets saved by her friend named Shinkawa. They go to a cafe and she plans on joining the next Bullet of Bullet tournament. Maybe it was just me, or it was kind of obvious he was feeling her a little bit.
I wish I could always be there to protect you. Hey, if you want, I can walk you home every day. I mean, if you want.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'll be fine. It's the only way I'll get stronger.
She makes it back home and we see her having a gun. And then we get the flashback of the day of her being with her mother, trying to make a withdrawal. Then this dude came in and robbed the place. Shot the clerk and everything. Asada came in to try and save her mama. And in a struggle, killed the robber. Lit his ass up 3 times. And back in the present, still had her suffer a panic attack. Later on, Kazuto arrives to the hospital where he goes in to dive into GGO with Nurse Aki keeping watch over him, as well as Asada logging in as well, trying to kick her gun phobia. Then we see the person calling himself Death Gun targeting Sinon next. Oh hell no. Kirito logs in and then realizes he's looking a little, yeah, you feminine nigga. Had everyone fiending. He runs into Sinon and lets her think he's a girl. I'm crying. Bro's voice got it.
Yes, it's my first time. I'm looking for a place to buy a cheap gun. Oh, and I also need to find out where the governor's office is.
She shows him the way to get some guns and to get more money. He decides to try the untouchable game. Kirito decided to go in afterwards using the knowledge gained from watching the person before him. He ran towards the gunman, dodging the first few waves of gunfire. The crowd was in shock that he already gotten past the 10-meter line so quickly. As the game progressed, the gunman began to reload quicker, and fire 5 more bullets. Eventually, at very close range, Kirito remarked that the gunman had run out of bullets. However, the gunman started firing laser beams from his gun as a last resort, but Kirito managed to jump over the beams and tag the gunman, winning the game and at 302,000 credits. The crowd was shook. Even Sinon couldn't believe it. Back at the market, he was not fucking with any of them guns until he saw a photon sword and wasted no time buying it. With 150k left, Sinon hooks him up with the FN57, then teaches him about the bullet circle.
Your bullets will hit the target at random inside the circle.
How do I boost my accuracy?
I guess the easiest way is to get closer to your target. Try to stay calm. The faster your heart beats, the more the circle expands.
Afterwards, they were running late to sign up for the tournament, and they make a run for it, and Kirito gets them there on a buggy. They made it in time to register, and Kirito saw he had to put his real info, and knowing he undercover right now, he said fuck all that and left it blank. He was assigned to block F37, and Sinon was in block F as well, but number 12. Luckily, they would only be able to meet up in the finals. Sinon explained that even if he were to lose in the preliminary finals, both the block champion and runner-up would automatically be entered into main tournament's battle royale. They enter the basement to go to the rating room. As she was changing, Kirito had to reveal.
Kirito. Huh. Well, it's an interesting name, I'll give you that. Wait! Male?! Why you?
Deserved. Reluctantly, she explains the rules, saying they will all be transported to a random battlefield and you have to win 5 matches to make it to the finals to be eligible for the battle royale. Then her friend Shinkawa pulls up to cheer her on. Then it was time for Kirito's match. Then he started considering her as Def Gun. Imagine. During Kirito's match, he realizes he can't dodge all the bullets. He locks in, hearing out for his opponent, and charges at him. Takes out his photon sword and deflects his bullets to take him out. Easy dub. As he tries to find Sinon's match, Def Gun himself. Kirito realizes they met before and started getting flashbacks of SAO survivors. Then he sees the same logo from a SAO guild, Laughing Coffin. While Def Gun takes his leave, Kirito recalled events of the crusade against the Laughing Coffin in Sword Art Online. During the crusade, the clearers were ambushed by members of the Laughing Coffin and a massacre ensued. As the clearers hesitated killing the red players, several clearers died, causing Kirito to kill Laughing Coffin members. By the end of the crusade, 21 members of Laughing Coffin were killed, while 2 of those were killed by Kirito himself. Back to the present, he was shaken, and Sinon tapped him on the shoulder after she wins her match. Shortly after, he gets teleported to his match. Wasted no time putting belt to ass. 4th round was the same, easy light work. In the 5th round, Sinon put quick work on her opponent as well, making the final being her against Kirito. He decides to walk in her line of sight. She got so mad to the point she was just straight up missing. She confronts him for not wanting to fight, but Kirito doesn't want to since this match doesn't matter. Sinon gets through to him though, and Kirito offers a 10-meter duel. Once the bullet falls to the ground, they start. She agrees, and when the bullet hit the ground, she shoots, but Kirito cuts the bullet. Had her completely lost, stumbling and shit. Kirito catches her, and with that, he wins the duel.
How'd you know I was going for your leg?
I knew because I could see your eye through the lens of your scope.
That's how he predicted my bullet's path? That's amazing. That kind of power's way beyond any VR game.
This is why he the GOAT. The hand placement. Hold on, don't let Asuna know about this. Later on, his cousin saw his name on the news about the tournament. She learned he converted from Asuna. Meanwhile, Asuna crashing out over Kirito beating her. Shinkawa tried to put the moves on her, but she says she ain't ready to be a girlfriend yet. Yeah, she not gonna let you hit, bro. After getting words of encouragement from Nurse Aki, Kirito logs back in and so does Asuna. In Offheim Online, the gang decides to watch the Bullet to Bullet tournament. In Gale Online, Sinon ran into her IRL friend, Spiegel, aka the nigga that's trying to hit, and they sat outside the governor's office. There, Spiegel asked about them being a couple again, but Sinon refused to have any distractions. After Spiegel stated that he believed in her and would wait for her, Sinon took her leave to get ready and Spiegel told her that he would cheer for her. Sinon then met Kirito and they told each other they would not lose. Kirito determined that Def Gun has leveled his character before appearing after the second tournament. He also noticed that there were no players named Def Gun on the participant list, but deduced that he must be participating. Kirito and Sinon make their way to a bar and bro Kirito was really playing into being a girl.
Hey guys.
Hope y'all root for me.
Yeah, you got it! Good luck out there! I bet my life savings on you! Big Phil!
After that, Kirito was able to convince Sinon to tell him the basics of the Battle Royale. He also found out that aside from him, there were 3 other players who had not participated in the former tournaments. Pale Rider, Jushi X, and Sturban. Kirito deduced that one of these players was Def Gun. In return, Sinon demanded Kirito to explain his motives, and he tells her that it's an enemy and they were trying to kill each other in a different game. They decide to head to the standby area. With Sinon telling him he better stay alive. During the tournament, after sniping someone, Sinon moved to a safe place where she checked on the satellite scan. She noticed that the closest players aside from Lion King Richie were Dine and Pale Rider, thus she decided to target them. Having found a sniping position on the west side of the bridge that Dine had crossed, she prepared to take action. However, she suddenly heard movement behind her and tried to draw her sidearm, but was quickly countered by Kirito, who snuck up on her needing a favor to watch the two on the bridge. Dine starts shooting, but Pale Rider was too fast for him, dodging everything to come in close and finish Dine off. Right when Sinon was gonna kill him, Pale Rider got knocked. Then they realize it's a stun bullet that Def Gun pulls up with a sniper rifle called a Silent Assassin, a rare gun. Oh nah, he stood over Pale Rider, and Kirito then demanded for Sinon to shoot him. Even had the girls watching shook. She fires, but he dodges, then aims at Pale Rider, pops his ass once, but that wasn't enough. And Pale Rider gets back up, but falls again and gets hit with a disconnection. GG's, then hits him with the monologue.
Death Gun is my name, and the name of my gun. One day, I'll pay you all a visit too, and bring real death with this gun. This isn't over. Not yet. I'm just getting started. It's showtime.
Then Asuna and Klein recognize him from Laughing Coffin. Def Gun takes his leave. Kirito began running after him, but Sinon followed him and stated that she would go with him, despite his pleas for her safety. Before they could finish their conversation, they were interrupted by a player. While Kirito blocked his bullets, Sinon used her sniper to kill him. The two then proceeded towards the Lost City. Back in Alfheim Online, Clyde recalled the incident with the clearers, fighting Laughing Coffin, causing Lifa to realize Kirito's suffering. Asuna then proceeded to log out to talk to Seijiro on the matter, and asked Yui to look up any information on Gale Online. Kirito and Sinon arrived in the Lost City, but could not find Def Gun. They decided to look for him during the next scan, and after a discussion, decided that if both Sturban and Jushi X weren't present in the city, they would go after Jushi X, as his name sounded like Def Gun. During the scam, they found Jushi X at a stadium, while Sturban was not shown as being in the city. The two rushed to the stadium, and after confirming that there was a sniper in the stadium, decided to split up. However, while Sinon contemplating defeating Kirito after they handled Def Gun, she was shot with a stun bullet. Def Gun, who was actually Sturban, appeared moments later after disabling his optical camouflage mantle, and then claimed that he was going to kill her in an attempt to enrage Kirito. Sinon attempted to take out her sidearm, but after seeing that Sturban was carrying a Type 54 Black Star, the same weapon that caused her trauma, she dropped her weapon and a gunshot goes off. But it was Def Gun getting hit. He ran to cover to return fire, but a grenade caused him to run off, only it being a smoke grenade, non-explosive. It was Kirito to save the day. They make it to a buggy, and Kirito tells her to shoot the mechanical horse, but she can't due to her shock. That's when Def Gun appeared and started to chase them on the horse. Kirito tried to get Sinon to shoot, but she couldn't do it. Then Kirito decides to help her, while they fly in the air, and she hits a fuel tank, causing it to explode next to Def Gun, allowing the two to escape. The two then drove into the desert, where they found a cave that they could hide in and avoid the next satellite scan. Sinon asked how he knew she was in trouble, and he said after he found Jushi X, discovering the player was actually a woman, whose name is supposed to be read as Musketeer X, and after he packed her up, he came back to save her. They soon after had a heart-to-heart in the cave, and they bonded and shared that they both killed people before. Kirito and Sinon then began discussing about Def Gun and his victims, with Kirito coming to the conclusion that Def Gun was actually more than one person. One shot the player in game, while the other killed the player in real life by injecting them with a lethal drug. Furthermore, Def Gun could easily have infiltrated someone's home due to outdated electronic locks, not offering proper security. Kirito then asked Sinon if she lived alone and if her home was locked. She said that she did live alone and had locked her doors electronic lock, but not with a chain. Realizing that Def Gun was aiming for her, Kirito deduced that Def Gun's partner had infiltrated her home waiting for her to be shot in game. Sinon began to panic and rapidly increased her heart rate, but Kirito calmed her and told her that Def Gun's partner could not do anything until Def Gun shot her. Crazy ass thing to think about. Imagine you in a game and a whole stranger just in your crib waiting. Meanwhile, Chris Height aka Seijiro came to Alfheim Online under Asuna's request. Yui revealed the Def Gun incident's origins, and Chris Height explained the situation that Kirito was put in. Asuna then determined to know of Kazuto's whereabouts and decided to go to him in real life. Back in Gale Online, Kirito and Sinon decided on a course of action. Kirito planned to serve as a decoy while Sinon attacked with her sniper. Both of them then discovered that they were being filmed by one of the cameras, indicating that very few players remaining in the Bullet of Bullets tournament.
Then, do you think it hurt us?
Not a chance. For it to pick us up, we'd have to be shouting at the top of our lungs. Wave to the audience. Unless you got someone back at home you don't want seeing this.
Shouldn't you be worried who's watching? I mean, since I sort of look like a girl, they might, think you're,
I don't care. They can think what they want. The guys in this game are dorks. If they think I'm gay, at least they'll stop hitting on me every 5 seconds.
After checking the map, Kirito find out that 24 of the 30 players have already been killed, while only seeing Yamakaze and himself on the map. However, even accounting for Sinon, Death Gun, and Pale Rider, there was still only one player missing. Kirito returned to Sinon and speculated that the player might be hiding. Kirito soon proposed a hypothesis that Death Gun had more real-life accomplices, and with the help of another accomplice, he killed the missing 30th player, meaning that Yamakaze might also be a target of Death Gun. Kirito then decided to be the bait while Sinon sniped Yamakaze and Death Gun from a distance. As Yamakaze was closing in on Kirito, Death Gun attempted to kill Kirito, but he sensed his killing intent in the direction the bullet would come from, barely dodging the shot. The bullet pierced the tower, which collapsed near Yamakaze, and he immediately hid behind an obstacle for cover, but then got shot by Sinon and killed. Sinon turned her attention to Death Gun and shot at him, but Death Gun saw the bullet line in time. The two of them fired at each other at the same time, and while he managed to destroy Sinon's scope, Sinon managed to destroy his sniper. However, as Kirito was about to strike, Death Gun drew out an S-stock and countered Kirito's attack. In real life, Asuna arrives at the hospital to see Kazuto, and Nurse Aki reassured her he's fine even though his heart rate spiked. Then Yui showed the tournament on the monitor to show the fight. Asuna then saw that he was using an S-stock, which one of the Laughing Coffin leaders excelled at using. Back in Gale Online, the two swordmen commented on their swords. Kirito said he could expose his real name, but Death Gun knew it was bullshit because
after that battle between your group and mine, I tried to tell you my name, but you said...
There's no point in giving me your name. I don't want to know it. As far as I'm concerned, I'll never see you again.
You stupid.
Shortly after, Death Gun began his assault with crazy ass speed, landing a hit on Kirito. Then came in again going crazy, had that boy struggling. Sinon thinks of what she can do to help instead of them running the ones. During their squabble, Death Gun lunged in, and that gave Kirito a flashback to seeing a character in SAO with red eyes. Then he said his name.
Sasa! Red-eyed Sasa! That's you! That's your name!
Then Sinon had a bullet line on him, having him distracted for Kirito to strike. Death Gun was about to disappear until Kirito pulled out the blick, popped his ass in time. Death Gun stabbed him, but it wasn't enough, as Kirito sliced his ass in half, ending the fight. That left us with the final two, Sinon and Kirito. Kirito then gets her real-life info. After they log out, Kirito said he'd pull up, but she said nah, Shinkawa is close by. But he says he'll get the cops to pull up in case anyway. She gets his info too. Since he's banged up, they won't have their duel, so they take each other out with a grenade and both win the tournament. After logging out, Shino wakes up and she's good, for now. She checks her place and no one is there until the doorbell rings. It's Shinkawa, bringing over pastries to celebrate her win. After glazing her a little bit, he brings it up again about wanting to cuff her.
You said to wait. Remember that?
What are you talking about?
Well, you told me to wait, and if I did, then you'd be mine.
Huh?
I waited. I waited for you.
What's gotten into you?
From now on, I'll always be with you. You don't need him to protect you. That's my job. I'm gonna protect you now, forever.
Like, bro? No means no? Then bro whips out a syringe and pins it to her. Wow, so we threatening now?
Don't make any sudden moves, Asada. The syringe I'm holding's got a drug in it that'll paralyze your muscles in an instant. Before you know it, your lungs will stop, then your heart.
That's when she gets them flashbacks to realize he's Death Gun's partner in crime, finding out the other guy was his brother. Plot twist of hell.
I don't need this reality anymore. Let's move on to the next one. Come on, just you and me.
What are you saying?
We can go somewhere like GGO. No, someplace with a fantasy vibe instead. As long as it's with you, I don't care. We'll be reborn, be husband and wife, we'll get a house, we'll go on quests together. Oh, and have kids too. It'll be so much fun. Asada, you're so beautiful. You are, more than anything. You're mine, and no one else's. I always loved you, Asada.
Yeah, he's too far gone. That's when Asada locks in and knocks his ass off, making a run for the door. He grabs her leg and starts dragging her back in. Then my goat came in that bitch to fight his ass. While they was brawling, Shinkawa stabbed him with a syringe. No! Then Asada came back and knocked his ass out with the radio. But he wasn't actually hit with the syringe. False alarm. Asada thanks Kirito and started to cry. Poor thing. Later on, Asada stepped up to her bullies. Hold on, who's she feeling like? The bully pulled out a real gun on her ass. What the fuck? She was for real gonna pull the trigger, but luckily Asada took the shit and said the safety was on. What a dumbass. Then shoots a can and gives it back and leaves. Luckily it wasn't a real gun. What a badass. She goes out front and this dude Kazuto was waiting out front for her, leaning on his motorcycle and shit. The brothers got locked up, but there is a third guy named Kanemoto on the run. Also that he was a former Laughing Coffin member as well as under the alias Johnny Black. Asada wanted to still talk to Shinkawa after everything. That wouldn't be me, but fuck it. Sejiro gave Kazuto the letter from Shinkawa's older brother Soichi, saying that he can't stop this. Kazuto then took Asada to the cafe where he introduced her to Asuna and Rika, aka Lisbeth. Kazuto then revealed that he had told the two girls about Asada's past and explained that he had them help him with finding a certain person that she should meet. Asada tried to leave, but Kazuto stopped her. The person whom Kazuto and the girls had contacted was revealed to have been a woman named Usawa Sachi, who was the post office worker threatened by the robber that Asada killed. The woman thanked her for saving her life and told her that she was pregnant at the time, meaning she had also saved the life of her daughter, Mizue. Kazuto explained that he wanted Asada to think about the people that she had saved by killing the robber and be able to forgive herself for it. At that moment, Mizue approached Asada, presenting her with a drawing of herself, her mother, as well as her father, and thanking her for saving them, which led to Asada bursting into tears. Cute ass ending, bruh. Finna make a grown man cry in this bitch. More on the way. So for now, I'm out.